Masters of light. Matters of the heart. The heart is a muscle that beats for the entire lifetime of the living being it resides in, whether human or animal. It is the emblem of endurance and resilience, as its health and well-being are exposed to numerous potential dangers. Not only must it beat strong and steady, never missing a beat, but it must also weather the storm of emotions it is subjected to, particularly by human beings. It must also contend with the barrage of poor food choices some humans make, which cause arteries to clog, making the heart's job much harder. The heart is a muscle, yes, made of physical tissue, but it is also a symbol of love and the organ associated with all things related to that feeling. So, when we speak of having a broken heart, is that actually possible, or is it just a figure of speech? Can the heart muscle truly be so severely damaged by loss and grief that it could be called broken? Yes, it is possible, and there have been many cases where the organ actually stopped beating because it could no longer withstand such profound emotional loss. Heartbreak is a deep emotional wound that can shorten a person's life if allowed to remain trapped in their psyche. Although the term heartbreak refers more to emotional pain, any trauma or deep emotion will have a direct, and sometimes insidious, effect on the physical body. If the trauma and emotions are not addressed or processed, the physical body will begin to manifest through pain and illness. Therefore, a deep emotional trauma like heartbreak will manifest as pain, illness, and injury that, when investigated, will have no apparent cause. It may or may not directly affect the heart muscle, but if left untreated, the symptoms of heartbreak and any other deep emotional trauma will have a negative impact on a person's physical, mental, and emotional well-being. They could, in fact, annihilate them and shatter their spiritual body. If that happens, the will to live will fade, and the heart will stop beating. The person will literally die of a broken heart. Do not underestimate the power and impact that deep emotional trauma can have on the health and well-being of humans and animals. Wounding at the soul level will make healing particularly difficult unless compassion, understanding, and support are offered to the person carrying the pain. In recognizing a person's right to grieve, we also recognize their right to cling to the pain. That is what it is. However, if you are carrying a broken heart, there will come a time when your soul is ready to let go and move forward. You will know when that happens, because suddenly you will feel the need to seek psychological support or healing. Allow yourself time to process the grief and immerse yourself in the pain, but do not deny yourself the opportunity to release it and return to living. Life is for the living, and where there is life, there is hope. Trust your intuition and let it guide you toward the light of the Creator. Help is always within reach. Just ask. We are the masters of light. I am amplifying my fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light body's precious heart. Since the beginning of this year, 2026, the beings of light from our great central sun have guided us step by step through various light activities, designed to strengthen our earthly bodies and raise the frequency of prana and life force in our sacred breath. This divine intervention has been a crucial factor in preparing each of us to receive the incredible light with which we will be blessed this weekend during the June solstice. Today, and for several days before, during, and after the June solstice, the company of heaven will join us in a powerful light activity that will assist our I Am Presence and our elemental body in accelerating the divine alchemy unfolding within our earthly bodies. All we need to do to receive the full benefit of this influx of light from the June solstice is to allow our I Am Presence and our fifth-dimensional elemental body to download these brand-new fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light frequencies into the core of purity in every electron of our physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies. If you feel the call of your heart to be the open door for this gift of light on behalf of yourself and all of humanity, in perfect alignment with every person's divine plan and the highest good of all, please join me in this guided visualization with your full attention and divine intentions. And let us begin. I am amplifying my fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light bodies. I am my I Am Presence, and I am one with the I Am Presence of every expression of the sons and daughters of God evolving on this planet. I am one with my Father, Mother, God. I am one with the solar logos from suns beyond suns. I am one with the entire company of heaven, and I am one with all the beings of light associated with the elemental kingdom and the angelic kingdom. I am also one with every electron of precious life energy evolving on this planet, and I am one with every atomic and subatomic particle and wave of energy that makes up the physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies of humanity and Mother Earth. I am also one with all the spaces between the atomic and subatomic particles and waves of energy on Earth. Through the divine intervention of this collective body of beings of light, I invoke from the core of creation the most intensified frequencies of the 12 crystalline solar aspects of fifth-dimensional divinity that humanity and Mother Earth are able to receive at this time. Now, under the direction of our Father Mother God, the fifth-dimensional directors of the elements take their strategic positions in preparation for this powerful light activity. Thor and Aries, the directors of the element of air and the sylphs of the air, take their position at the north cardinal point. Neptune and Lunara, the directors of the element of water and the undines of the water, take their position at the east cardinal point. Virgin and Polar, the directors of the element of earth and the nature spirits of the earth, take their position at the south cardinal point. Helios and Vesta, the directors of the element of fire and the salamanders of the fire, take their position at the west cardinal point. Amaryllis and Aeolus, the directors of the element of ether and the Devas and Raja Devas of the ethers, take their position within the sun of balanced pressure at the center of the earth. Now, everything is ready. I breathe deeply and immerse myself in the divinity of the flame of my heart. I first perceive my glorious fifth-dimensional crystalline etheric solar light body. This vehicle is associated with the element of air. It is the vehicle that encodes my full divine potential and my divine plan. My etheric body is the seat of all memory and contains my personal Akashic records from all ages and dimensions. When trapped in the wheel of karma, created after the fall, humanity had little chance of experiencing vibrant health, eternal youth, or radiant beauty in our earthly bodies. Now, however, my I Am presence and my fifth-dimensional elemental body take command. The wheel of karma no longer exists. Instead, the ascending spiral of evolution and universal law of the circle now reveal the immaculate concept of my divine plan and the perfection of my crystalline etheric light body. Within my etheric body, my I Am presence now declares to all outdated karmic patterns, step aside for the I Am presence and the perfection of my crystalline etheric solar light body. The karmic patterns are instantly transmuted into light by the new solar frequencies of the violet flame. My Divine Mother, the Holy Spirit, now baptizes my crystalline etheric solar light body with the sacred fire. This blessing seals the fifth-dimensional frequencies of the element of air within this vehicle, and a sparkling force field of infinite perfection is formed. My fifth-dimensional crystalline emotional solar light body now manifests. This vehicle is associated with the element of water. It is the body through which the love nature of my Father Mother God is expressed in the world of form. This is my most powerful vehicle. 80% of my life force is released through my emotional body. My I Am presence and my fifth-dimensional elemental body step forward to take command of this vehicle. As they do, the entire divine momentum of my Father Mother God's love begins to flow through my heart flame. God's love expands through my crystalline emotional solar light body and forms a cosmic force field of divine love that embraces the entire planet Earth. This force field of the comprehensive divine love of my Father Mother God intensifies the love flowing through every person's heart flame and expands each one's fifth-dimensional solar heart flame to new breadths. Divine love reigns supreme over all creation, and this light activity ensures that the patterns of perfection for the new Earth are becoming a tangible reality. Within this all-encompassing force field of divine love, the last residue of my fragmented, fear-based human ego surrenders to my I Am presence. In the loving embrace of my I Am presence, my ego abandons its resistance to my divine plan and its desire to block my divine potential as a beloved Son of God. My ego dissolves into the loving embrace of my I Am presence, where it is permanently transformed by the love of my Father Mother God. My ego is transformed scientifically, psychologically, physiologically, and spiritually. My I Am presence now breathes in and absorbs the transformed residue of my human ego into the fullness of my true divine reality and into all aspects of my divinity. My Divine Mother now baptizes my most powerful crystalline emotional solar light body with the sacred fire. Through this blessing, my emotional nature becomes one with God's emotional nature. My emotional world is now filled with God's infinite love and all the various aspects of His wonderful love. Now my fifth-dimensional crystalline physical solar light body comes to the forefront. My physical body is associated with the element of earth. The limitless physical perfection of my I Am presence is reflected in my magnificent crystalline physical solar light body. My I Am presence and my fifth-dimensional elemental body take command of this vehicle. My crystalline physical solar light body is composed of crystalline cells that absorb the 12 solar aspects of divinity from the infinite universe, and assimilate this crystalline light into the atoms and molecules that form every cell of my physical body. I am presence breathing in, absorbing, expanding, and projecting the fullness of this crystalline light into my vehicle of flesh. Every cell of my body is becoming a crystalline cell. This incredible influx of light is generating unexplored levels of limitless physical perfection, vibrant health, eternal youth, radiant beauty, and the infinite bliss of God. My physical body will never again accept karma as the law governing the reality of its physical functioning or appearance. The ancient purpose of the flesh body, to house unlearned karmic lessons, has been transmuted forever. My Divine Mother now baptizes my crystalline physical solar light body with the sacred fire. Through this blessing, the infinite physical perfection of my I Am presence is sealed into the cellular structures of my physical body. My fifth-dimensional crystalline mental solar light body now reveals itself to me. This vehicle is associated with the element of fire. My crystalline mental solar light body is one with the divine mind of God. My I Am presence and my fifth-dimensional elemental body take command of this vehicle, causing it to shine as a great sun of light that forms a halo around my head. As the halo of light expands through my mental body, it encompasses all my crystalline light bodies, and I am a radiant sun of infinite light. The sacred breath of fire of my Father Mother God activates my divine mind, and I clearly receive divine thoughts, ideas, concepts, imagination, and all aspects of the divine mind beyond imagination. All these reflections of divine intelligence and the divine mind are anchored and reflected in my outer consciousness. Slowly but surely, I become aware of this process. It begins with a soft, radiant light filling my mental body. It leads me beyond the imagination of hopes and dreams of a future divinity, into the ever-present moment of divine illumination, Christ consciousness, and cosmic wisdom that all ascended and cosmic beings now enjoy. All layers of human thought, conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, derived from my human ego, now slowly dissolve into this crystalline light, thus initiating a completely new divine process for the assimilation of information. Now I perceive everything as energy, vibration, and consciousness, whether it is something in my daily life or something coming to me from otherworldly dimensions. I remain attentive to this in my meditations and in my awakened life. My Divine Mother now baptizes my crystalline mental solar light body with the sacred fire. Through this blessing, the divine mind of God is sealed into my conscious mind and is perpetually reflected through my mental body. I am presence, and as a multidimensional being, I am now dwelling on the new earth in my fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light bodies. Etheric, emotional, physical, and mental. I accept this profound truth and at the same time, I consent to remain focused on my earthly bodies, deeply enjoying the divine alchemy continually unfolding within them. And so it is. Beloved I am, beloved I am, beloved I am that I am. Patricia Cota-Robles. Angel's message. Navigating life's challenges without being challenged, dear friends. We love you so much. When challenges arise in life, don't assume you've done something wrong. They can arise for a multitude of reasons. Perhaps you focused on potential problems and difficulties, projecting them directly into your reality. Maybe you wanted to overcome some limiting beliefs and created the challenge to help you discover your power and potential. Perhaps you were in the company of someone whose chaotic situation captured your attention to such an extent that negative energy seeped into your life. Maybe your willingness to help at all costs led you to be near someone who was asking for help. Sometimes, dear friends, things in the material universe break, people around you have their own problems, and situations occur in the world that you didn't create. In these cases, your only participation in these difficulties in your life is that your vibration and choices led you to this moment. You wanted a car, and cars aren't eternal beings. You love your family members and want to be with them, but you can't cause, prevent, or control their choices and problems. Maybe. You take a certain route to work because you always do, and even though you feel another route might be better, you stick to your routine and end up stuck in traffic. We remind you once again, you have done nothing wrong. We implore you not to use life's challenges as an excuse not to love yourself or to think you're unloved. Before every challenge, we always try to guide you toward a kinder path. We try to help you choose the most reliable products, identify the most opportune moments to address potential issues, and overcome difficulties as they arise. We remind you that no matter how much you love a family member, if they are not kind to you, you are not obligated to feel responsible for their growth. If a traffic jam is going to form on your usual route to work, unless it's a benefit to your soul, We try to nudge you toward an alternate path. Even if you ignore your guidance, you have done nothing wrong. In every challenge, there is always an opportunity to love, an opportunity to grow, and a possibility to redirect your thoughts and feelings to create something better. You can grow easily by honoring your desires and aligning your energies with what you love. But you, like the butterfly who struggles to emerge from its cocoon, give it the strength to fly, can also grow through your difficulties and challenges. You can find the strength within you. You can turn to the Creator and your angels for help and understand how deeply you are loved. You can practice manifesting a wonderful solution. And sometimes you can ask other people for help and discover the beauty of being part of a greater whole. Your beliefs will always shape your experience when facing a challenge. When one arises, do you sign disappointment and say, "Here we go again. I never get a break"? Dear friends, this may have been your reality, but instead you can say, in every challenge there is still an opportunity to love, an opportunity to grow, and a possibility to redirect your thoughts and feelings to create something better. You can grow easily by honoring your desires and aligning your energies with what you love. But you, like the butterfly who struggles to emerge from its cocoon, give it the strength to fly, can also grow through your difficulties and challenges. In this way, instead of blaming myself or feeling at the mercy of life, I will claim the power God gave me and tune into a solution. I have done nothing wrong. I know I am loved. Dear God, dear angels, I am ready to receive your help. I entrust this problem to you. If you practice the second response, you will find that your challenges cease to be so difficult. When you stop struggling against your difficulties, they simply become things to manage. And when you remember that you are loved, worthy, and living in symbiosis with the force that maintains the balance of the universes, you will understand that you never face anything alone, unless you insist on doing so. Dearest ones, in your universe there are energies that have forgotten their connection to Source. In their state of disconnection, they sometimes seek company in their suffering. They amplify your feelings of separation and try to convince you that you must face life alone, that you have somehow failed, and that you will never have the life you desire. There is a reason why many on Earth call this energy the deceiver. In its experience of disconnection, it tries to convince you that you are also disconnected, that life is not inherently good, and that there is no reason to go on. Do not believe this lie. The sun exists regardless of how many clouds obscure it, and the love you have for it is more radiant and constant than 1,000 suns. Creation is good, whether you can see it or not at any given moment. You are good, whether you feel it or not at any given moment. The energies that seek to separate you would have you believe that life is terrible, that there is something wrong with you, and certainly something wrong with others. In truth, life is wonderful. Watch the sunrise or sunset. Listen to the joyful song of the birds. Watch the roses bloom, regardless of what happens in the news. Creation is wonderful, and you are a good person. Even in your difficulties, deep down there is the love that you are, yearning for kinder, better realities. And everyone else, no matter how misguided they may be at any given moment, comes from the same source. You don't have to feel full of joy about every circumstance, person, and situation, but you can remind yourself, the universe loves me. The universe wants to help me find a kinder path. I deserve this love. I don't have to earn it. It is there for me at all times. We know that many of you feel tired due to the conflicting energies that have hit your planet this year. We know that many of you feel discouraged at times and are trying to find joy again. Yet, amidst all these difficulties, we see the love within you, like a tiny seed reaching toward the light. And our promise is to always care for that light and help you find it within yourselves. We encourage you to honor yourselves, to be kind to yourselves, and to ask heaven for help whenever you feel the need. You cannot ask for too much. We are connected to the infinite. You cannot exceed your spiritual signs, because we have unlimited bandwidth and unlimited love. You cannot frustrate us or fall from grace. We know who you truly are, and we love you so much that it is difficult for you to comprehend. So when you face your challenges, whether emotional, spiritual, or material, remind yourselves, I have done nothing wrong. And then, dear ones, like a child, imagine what you desire, turn to heaven for help, and realize that you are never, ever alone, and that joy can be yours even in difficult times. God bless you. We love you so much. The Angels. How to learn to love healthy food. There was a time in my life when I was addicted to junk food, fast food, comfort foods. Today, I still appreciate the taste of those foods, but nothing tastes as good as healthy, whole foods. For me, the change was gradual, not immediate, and it was also intentional. And I am really happy I did it. Today I eat mostly whole plant foods. I'm vegan beans, nuts, seeds, lentils, tofu and tempeh, whole grains, lots of vegetables, lots of fruit. And it's delicious. I've also almost completely eliminated sugar and fried foods, and I've completely eliminated meat and other animal products, including dairy, and I'm currently not drinking alcohol, for 5 months now. These changes don't feel like sacrifices to me. If you want to transition to healthy eating, let's see how to make this transition easy, tasty, and absolutely not a sacrifice. Where we're heading, it can be really helpful to start by imagining where you would like to end up. What would a healthy diet look like for you? What kinds of healthy foods would you like to include? Don't limit yourself to what you already like. You don't have to envision a vegan diet, though you might consider it. Just think about what would be healthy for you. I encourage you to prefer whole foods over processed ones. Personally, I love including healthy bowls in my menu. Grains with proteins, tofu, tempeh, beans, lentils, and vegetables, all topped with a simple sauce or hummus. Maybe with some nuts or seeds added. I also like hearty salads with all these ingredients, or soups or chili rich in beans and vegetables. But you could also consider tacos, stir-fries, or healthy wraps. Imagine healthy meals and try to think of them positively. Not only will they help you feel better, but they will also be delicious and appetizing. Making a slow and enjoyable transition now that we have the vision, I encourage you to take it slowly. You might be tempted to do everything at once, so to speak. And if that feels doable, go for it. But sometimes it can be helpful to go slower. For example, maybe there are some healthy foods you don't particularly like, such as leafy greens, tomatoes, or beans. Maybe you're interested in tofu or tempeh, but you're not used to them. Maybe you're used to consuming a lot of sugar and fried foods, and eating foods without added sugar and not fried sounds terrible to you. In that case, here's what I suggest. Start with the healthy changes that come easiest to you. If you already like apples, add them for now. Maybe you also like carrots. Add those too. Get some small wins without too much difficulty. Gradually add the other things that don't seem so intimidating. There's no need to buy everything you hate and try to endure it at all costs. Start with the ones you can tolerate reasonably well and begin to get used to them gradually. Focus on tasting and enjoying. By paying attention and trying to identify the texture and flavor elements you like, you will start to appreciate the food more. More difficult foods *, there will be foods you don't like. But you can learn to appreciate them if you get used to them gradually and start to appreciate their more subtle qualities. I have learned to love so many healthy foods that I didn't like before. Sometimes it helps to season them in a way that makes them more palatable, or to try different cooking methods. Give yourself time. There's no rush. You have your whole life to learn to appreciate these foods. The role of identity, this type of change requires a change in identity. You might think of yourself as someone who doesn't like these types of foods, or someone who absolutely needs their sugary drinks or snacks, for example. This is your old identity. A new identity could be that of a person who loves all kinds of healthy and delicious foods, and who doesn't need junk food to be happy or to handle stress. It's a new identity that proves resilient in the face of stress. My advice, then, is to start changing the way you see yourself. Let go of the old limiting way of thinking you have about food, and start creating a new version of yourself, stronger, and ready to enjoy a new kind of life. With love. Author, Realm of the Fairies. Your ultimate vibration greetings, greetings, greetings. We are the consciousness of the fairies, the collective energy of the fairies. We are deeply connected to the earth. We are partners with Mother Earth. We are companions to you, and to all souls on earth, and also to Mother Earth. We wish to share with you the awareness that you are the creators of your reality. You already know this. You have created your reality from the moment you decided to incarnate on earth. Since then, through your thoughts, your imagination, your intentions, and also your blessings, you have continued to shape your reality. You have this wonderful ability to act as a creator in physical reality. You are not the only creator. Everyone on earth acts as creators in a physical reality. Explore what it means to be a creator in a physical reality. One of the central ideas is that you learn to create what is useful to you. You learn to access the energies of success, personal fulfillment, abundance, and the supreme vibration that reside within your being, and to bring them into physical reality so you can experience and embody them. Many would say they don't feel like they're experiencing their supreme vibration. They don't feel like the creator on earth. They don't even feel like they're creating their own reality and experiences. They might have the feeling that everything is happening to them. Why does this happen? Why does it happen? When you begin to recognize that your thoughts/imagination/intentions/blessings all have their own vibration and sound, those sounds/vibrations/frequencies that are emitted even through a single thought that stays in your mind for a couple of seconds, you also realize that they attract the same vibrations to you, and you begin to build your reality. When you begin to realize this, you might feel overwhelmed because hundreds or thousands of thoughts pass through your mind. How can you keep track of them? You might begin to recognize that the things you are manifesting in your reality are because of the thoughts you are creating, because of the things you are focusing on. An interesting thing, if someone asked you to describe yourself in a way that they could recognize you, describing not only your physical appearance, but also your character, who you truly are, what would you say? And what you would say, does it correspond to the reality in which you wish to exist and live on Earth? It is very likely that it doesn't, or that it only does so partially. So let's recognize that the way we speak to ourselves and the way we speak about ourselves have a vibration that attracts what we experience, even to the extent of what we experience in our physical body and how we perceive our physical body. This is a wonderful example of how our perception of ourselves and our reality is actually very different from what we would ideally like to create, or from the ideal/ultimate vibration we seek to align with. You might also find that when you have a dream or make a wish and start talking about it with someone, you might slightly modify it because you don't want to share the whole truth. Perhaps it comes out in a different way. You begin to recognize how you are thinking and what you are imagining. You are safe in your reality. You are safe in this space of creation. It just requires a little mastery. The best/easiest way to sustain your thoughts and to raise your vibration so that you align with the supreme vibration of the Creator within you. That is, the awareness of being the Creator on Earth, of being able to create your reality, and of being able to create a supreme vibration to experience in your reality, is through blessings. When a negative situation/thought arises, when you find yourself speaking about yourself negatively, or even in a way that is not entirely aligned with the ultimate vibration with which you wish to exist, then bless yourself. The way you bless yourself can be unique to you. You might invoke the light of your soul or the Creator to surround and support you, to dissolve the thought/experience, whatever it is. You might wish to share your love and create something more in harmony with yourself. You might simply want to say, I bless myself with all the love of the Creator. This is my truth, and focus on that. In reality, what you're doing is realigning yourself with your divine self, with your ultimate vibration. Even if you cannot fully access it or manifest it yet, you are simply training yourself to return to it. If a negative situation occurs, yes, you can experience its impact/emotions/discomfort, and then you can realign with your truth by blessing the situation/yourself in a way that feels good. The same applies to thoughts. If you have a troubling thought, you might wish to bless it/transform it and align with your ultimate vibration. With practice, you will find that those negative thoughts/situations will no longer have such a strong hold on you. It will change the rhythm of your vibration, and you will notice that new things will enter your reality. Essentially, when you allow yourself to recognize that you are the Creator on Earth, it is not necessarily about manifesting a specific thing, but rather about aligning with your ultimate vibration and seeing what this manifests, what it brings into your reality. Often this will manifest something much greater than you can imagine. We leave you to reflect on this. We are here to support you. We are the realm of the Fairies. The 12D creators, the information age, and darkness lead you into the galactic age. We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a non-physical collective of 12th dimensional beings, and we are here to help you. In this solar year 2025, you have made tremendous progress on Earth, and you will continue to make more until the end of the year. All of this progress is possible because of everything that has surfaced for you individually and collectively, not despite it. In other words, this is a time when you must look at everything you believe in, everything you are as a society, everything you have done, and make some very important decisions before advancing into the galactic age. Your purpose is to understand yourselves better, and part of that process involves exploring your dark side. You will not only feel shame and guilt in facing your dark side, but you will also embrace it, individually and collectively. Forgive, accept, and have compassion for the shadow, so that you can integrate this aspect of yourselves and move beyond it. It is only through denial or repression that you cling to something you no longer need, or that is no longer useful to you. Therefore, it is important that you are willing to look inside yourselves in all its parts, in all its aspects, and remember that all that is does not judge. Source energy does not judge because it is too busy creating, loving, appreciating, and expanding into what Source truly is. So when you give in only to blame or guilt, You don't allow yourselves to become fully who you truly are, as beings of unconditional love, as eternal and infinite light bearers. Therefore, let everything come to the surface and remember that the point is not just to call it what it is and judge it. The point is to recognize that the darkness has been necessary and has provided you with excellent contrast so that you can decide more clearly for yourselves that you want to be the light. You need the darkness to understand that light is better than darkness, and you need the darkness to give you a reason and an opportunity to forgive, to move forward, without having to extinguish it, disintegrate it, or pretend it never existed. This is one of the reasons why you are living in the Information Age. The Information Age is helping you reach the Galactic Age, and you will officially enter the Galactic community by recognizing the presence of this darkness, which has always existed and will always exist as a choice. But as long as you are not afraid of it, you won't have to keep interacting with it. As long as you don't demonize it, you won't have to create demonic-type experiences in your lives. Allow yourselves to grow through these experiences with the darkness you are seeing in your world right now, and you will benefit from it, because that is the gift that has always been offered to you. We are the creators, and we love you very much.